One of the things is that you want to make sure that once you have these goals in the various areas of your life, you determine what your personal goal is, what your professional goal is, what your finance goal is, and what your fitness goal is. You want to use the SMART goal model. If you aren't familiar with the SMART goal model, SMART is actually an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. Your goal should be specific. And so define the goal clearly and precisely. Answer who, what, where, why, and which. An example of this could be, instead of I want to grow my business, specify that I want to increase monthly revenue by 20% through online sales. And so you see in that example the difference between I want to grow my business. Very vague, very open, um, not specific at all. However, I want to increase my monthly revenue by 20% through online sales is very clear, very precise. To make your goal measurable, you want to establish a criteria for tracking your progress and success. Answer how much, how many, and how will I know when it's achieved? So, an example of this is sign 10 new clients within the next quarter. Same thing, very specific, but it puts you can measure that because you can count how many clients you sign. You don't want to say, I just want to sign more clients. I want to sign 10. And so you can track your progress. And because you have the timeline in there as well, that means that you can actually track to see how on track you are. And so if you have 12 weeks in a quarter, you know that you should be doing a new client sign up every week to week and a half, right? And so, you can track to see how well you are progressing towards your goal when it's measurable. And that's very important. The next thing is achievable. You want to ensure the goal is realistic and attainable, considering available resources and constraints. Think about this, right? Do I have the tools, the time, and the skills to reach this goal? So, me setting a goal that I want to play in the NFL this year, that is not an achievable goal. Why it is not an achievable goal is, one, I am way past my prime. I'm 42 years old. I really don't know the game of football that much that I can play. I definitely don't have the time to learn the skills of football. The reality is that that is not achievable, right? And so when we set these goals, we want to make sure that the goals are actually achievable. The R is for relevant. This is very important because you want your goals to be relevant to you. Align the goal with the broader objectives and or personal values. Answer this question: does this goal matter to me or my business right now? An example, launch a new product to meet growing customer demand in my niche. So when you consider the question, when you're talking about relevance of your goal, does this goal actually matter to me or my business right now? Think about it. Like for me, it would not be a relevant goal for me to say, I want to run the Boston Marathon or the New York Marathon. That isn't a good fitness goal for me because I don't care to run a marathon. I ran a half marathon many years ago. It's still been the single most challenging physical thing that I've done in my life, but I have no desire to run, 26.2 miles? For what? Unless zombies are chasing me, there is no need for me to do that. So it would not make sense. It would not be a smart goal for me to set that as a goal for me because it has no relevance. And don't mind the crazy runners out there who like to run. It may be good for them, but because I personally do not have the desire to run a marathon, it has no relevance to me. It has no relevance in my life. Therefore, it will not be a goal. The T, as I said, is for time bound. With time bound, you want to set a clear deadline or timeline for achieving the goal. The question you want to answer here is, when will this goal be achieved? an example of this could be I want to complete my website redesign by March 31st, 2025.